welcome back to another wonderful series of the Cinderella Monologues Author Spotlight. I'm your host, Olivia Vo, Savvy Social Pro. And by the way, have you joined our Facebook group yet? So please join our amazing public Facebook group. It's called the Cinderella Monologues Meet the Authors. Here's the link on the screen. So go ahead, hop on over and join us, because that is where we are going to live stream our launch on October 22nd, 2022. And that's where you can interact with many of our authors there, join our posts, and talk about the meaning of the Cinderella story for you and the theme of butterflies and transformation. Be part of the conversation with our authors. So go on over there and check it out. And also be on the lookout, because we'll be making some special announcements, and we'll be having giveaways and prizes all inside that public group. So make sure you want to go over there and check it out. And in addition, we've been streaming these interviews for the past week or so now, and we are going to start streaming them into the Facebook group. So it will be all in one place. So if you feel like binge watching all of them all at once, every story is different. Every woman's personality is different. I think that you'll gain a lot out of that. So we're going to be continuing to stream those interviews in the Facebook group as well. So mark your calendars. Once again, order your paperback copy of the Cinderella Monologues this Saturday, October 22nd, 2022, celebrating 22 courageous women authors. And I just love how each of these interviews have built upon one another. So the other day, we had talked to Kim Chi Chow, and she had referenced the remake of the Cinderella story as the musical. So I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it. But the Cinderella musical has has one of the main characters that stars Camila Cabello. I think there's Minnie Drivers in there as well, and Pierce Brosnan's in there too. So it's a really stellar cast. And I invite you to go watch it. Like, it wasn't until she mentioned that movie, it got me thinking to go watch it. And how wonderful in that story that the Cinderella had her tools. So she had her sewing needle, she had her fabric, and she wanted to be a famous dressmaker. So I was thinking about that theme today, about, the things that Cinderella carried, her sewing needle and her slippers. And we're going to get to talk to Nancy Lee Bentley today. She's also known as the Gutsy Lady. And we're going to talk to her about the things that she carries, her two go-to items, because get this, her chapter title in the Cinderella Monologues is "With Spoon in One Hand, Mouse in the Other." So we're going to bring her on right now to kind of help explain that title and what it means for her and her business. She is the Gutsy Lady nutritionist. She supports you in holistic health, making sure that you are eating for healthier you, so that you feel better and also remember who you are. So without further ado, let's bring all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Nancy Lee Bentley.
Hi, Olivia. How are you? So nice to be with you. And as one of the sisters, the 22 sisters in this wonderful book.
I'm so thrilled that you're here. This is my first time getting to know you, right? And beyond our author meetings, etc. I just think you're fascinating, because you are not a first-time author. Look at all those books behind you, Nancy.
Yeah.
So your love of writing has gone even way back before Cinderella Monologues.
Yes, actually back to I've been writing for a long time. Excuse me. in back even in the organizing the co-op days with asparagus to zucchini and recipes for all those seasonal vegetables, to Dr. Mercola's Total Health Program, which I did with him. Oh, this hard to see that. I realize that. A classic about you are your own individual person, and you are the expert in your own body, knowing what to eat and what you need to do. Anyway, but then all through my oh yeah, I forgot. I went to Woodstock, and here's me feeding people at Woodstock. Yes, the original 1969 Woodstock. Here I am in my mother's 1964 Plymouth Belvedere station wagon that my brother and I went to Woodstock in, loaded with food, because White Lake, there's nothing at White Lake. Anyway, so I did a coloring book about this, not just because it was trying to dispel some of these myths about Woodstock, because it wasn't just sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It was like being community with a capital U and high on oneness and love. But anyway, and then I did the book on cultured foods, truly cultured. You probably notice I use a lot of play on words. I usually have a warning at the beginning of my talk. Warning, okay, if you don't like play on words or double entendre or whatever, you're going to be rolling your eyes and checking out because even that gutsy lady is a moniker, a double meaning word.
Well, please share because I have been studying humor. It's another kind of journey that I'm on with the Humor Academy through the Association for Applied Therapeutic Humor. And so one of the categories of humor is using verbal puns, verbal
Yes.
humor, the double entendre. So I love it. So please, how is it that you became the gutsy lady? And what is the double meaning behind that, Nancy? Please
Well,
share.
it's that gutsy lady. Okay. I'm that gutsy lady. Okay. Well, actually, I really have been fascinated with language and words as much as I have been with food, and so I've been doing 2 tracks here with the physical world of food and the spiritual world of nourishment, as I call it. But cooking and writing, which is where and why I don't have them with me, my spoon in one hand and mouse in the other. That's where that title came from, because I've done a dual career of cooking and catering and stirring and schlepping and writing and talking and squawking about food and health. So anyway, but so that word guts happens to be a real central issue in our health and our wellness now, which I talk about. Do you really have the guts to be healthy? But so there's lots of meanings and lots of connections around the gut. Gut's like our core. It's like our core engine, and it's the core of our ecology, like our microbiome, which this book was talking about before the word was even invented. So I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of things. And what I observed is that you have patterns in language and patterns in life. And if you can observe those and see, oh, wow, there's correlations. Well, later on, I discovered, okay, so for example, guts is gastrointestinal tract, but it's also, do you have the guts to be healthy? Do you have the courage, the bravery, the perseverance? And when a fire destroys a house, what does it do? It guts a house, right? And so, I had a gut feeling about that. You know what I'm talking about? The connection between your mind and your neurochemistry. The connections are all there. It's no accident. These things came around by people observing and tuning in, and more than we're doing now, actually. So the guts, this is a core thing. Back to Hippocrates, who said, "Oh, the gut. All the disease begins in the gut." Right? Anyway, so lots of double meanings. And I realized then now we have the data that shows that the gut microbiome is not just your second brain, it's probably your first brain, running so many, many, many different things. We call it the ringmaster. Well, anyway, the point being, guts, it's a big theme, and it's where I'm right in the middle of that. But also, I have been talking and squawking about the whole food and health thing for years and years and years. I've been a pioneer of the organic movement, a grandmother of the organic movement, where we were setting up the organic standards for, the standards, so people could qualify and say, this is organic. It's not just trust me organic, it's organic for sure. Certified. So I've been doing a lot, and I'm going to have to write another book about my experiences going down the rabbit hole. Okay, because guess what? There's a lot of shift happening that's not being talked about. No one wants to talk about it. We're all in fear about it, but the reality is, you want me to call it? I'll call it. That's why I am the Gutsy Lady, that Gutsy Lady. And I have been showing that. My chapter is talking about, like, my theme is I get knocked down, but I get up again. So it's a double meaning. And that's who I am, that Gutsy Lady. And I'm going to call it like it is. If you don't want to hear it, well, that's fine. It's your choice. somebody emailed me about my program of I'm going to be talking about Get Through the Holidays Healthier masterclass. I'm having that today, actually. But, somebody emailed me when I sent that out. I'm like, would you like to get through the holidays healthier? And somebody immediately emails me and goes, well, Nancy, that's what we do. We eat until we're unhealthy. I'm like, okay, fine, party on. It's about choice. Okay. We all have choice. And so that's been my theme. I'm not wearing I am the food police. I am not badge. I didn't wear that today, but I can give you the options and the ideas and things that can help you. It's up to you whether you take them or not. Hey, it's up to you.
Wow, you are just such a fascinating character, Nancy. I'm so pleased to get to know you. I mean, to be in the presence of the grandmother of the organic food movement.
Olivia, not
One of
the
the grandmothers.
one of the
I know.
grandmothers and grandfathers of the organic movement. Yes, Mila is also a colleague. That's where we share. Mila Johansson, who pulled this all together, right, among others. She also is a grandmother of the organic movement. But there's not just one of us. I don't take credit for that. I'm saying I am one of the people that has been working toward healthier food, healthier people, healthier planet for 50 years. That's really what my story is about. In fact, it's in the subtitle of my chapter, right? With spoon in one hand and mouse in the other. Subtitle, A Wild 50-Year Ride Around the Food Circle.
I absolutely love that. Okay, so you're one of the grandmothers of the organic food movement, and I just love the meaning that you've shared with just the word guts alone. Like, not only is that the core engine of our body, it's the microbiome, maybe perhaps even our first brain, but then also just to point to the courage, the leap of faith, right? Having the action steps, the awareness to display your guts.
Olivia, you know what? After I wrote the Truly Cultured book, which was, again, like I said, before this term microbiome came out, about cultured foods, fermented foods, this is how people have kept healthy, kept taking care of their gut for many, many years before that we had science, medicine, okay. After I wrote that book, I realized, oh my gosh, I remember my grandparents they were talking about, well, you've got to have intestinal fortitude. And I realized, oh my gosh, that is what they are talking about. Intestinal fortitude means guts. That term is not used anymore, but I'm like, people knew a long time ago how to be healthy. And now we're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to eat. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying. It's, we have a lot. We have a lot at our disposal, but I realized this goes way back, and way down, way in.
No, absolutely. Because I've done a lot of reading up on like the whole heart, brain, gut connection.
Yeah, that's right. The gut brain connection. And truthfully, we are family, right? We are an internal family. We have a body, mind, heart, and soul, spirit, soul. Oh yeah, woo woo. Well, you can't get away from it because it's part of who we are. You, but we have these different parts of different members of our internal family, like we have our external family, and often we're not getting along. Just like we have arguments with our family, our familial group that we live with, right? And so, you know what? It's an analogy. We see a lot of that mirroring between the physical and the spiritual. This is where keys and clues are that you can find if you listen and tune in there. But, you know, we've got this constant thing going on. The mind is like, okay, now we're going to do this. Here's the to-do list. We have, and she's talking to the whole group, the whole family. And it's like, all right, we have this to do. We're going to do this, this, and this, and this. And then the emotional sister goes, wait a minute. You're not listening to me at all. You never listen to me. I have to just put up with your like commanding, judging commands. And then the physical body's going like, wait, I don't want to go out there and do 3 miles of hiking. I want to sit on the couch. I'm tired, right? And so but then the higher aspect, to which we're not always connected to, right? We're not really a lot of connected to that. However, it's operating, and guess what? It's in charge because you agreed to come in this lifetime for a mission. You forgot, maybe you forgot what you decided to do, what you were going to do in this lifetime. And so what happens is your higher aspect, your spirit, your soul, your connection to the heavens, which you have, even if you're ignoring it, or, right, is trying to get us to fulfill our mission that we set up for ourselves in this lifetime. So then you have the higher self going, excuse me, group, we are not going that way. We're going this way because we've got some things to accomplish. And so therefore, that's why you get stuff thrown in your path all the time. It's like, wait a minute, this is happening again? What's going on with this? I thought I already dealt with this. Well, because you haven't really dealt with it totally. And so the higher self is trying to get us to remember who we are. Remember who we are all. Remember our family. Okay, roll your eyes now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I told you. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I think you just pinpointed like my internal dialogue that I have. And so I gotta remember all.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's like, really, I mean, really, seriously. And there's a lot of humor in life, and it's like a tragedy now, it seems like. But even through all this stuff that's been going on the last couple of years, it's chaotic. It's crazy. It's chaotic. However, ancient wisdom says chaos means opportunity, because you are mixing up the mess and anything can happen. But what do you want to happen? I think we get caught up so much in what we don't want. We're pissing and moaning, complaining and crying. And it's like, I'm a victim. I don't know. What can I do about, what can I do about the climate crisis? What can I do about, these are genes that I got from my parents. It's easier to blame it on somebody else than to take responsibility for our own health. And you know what? We have created our own life by our own decisions. Okay, there you get the drift there.
I do indeed. And that's something that Marilyn Atterbury talked about too when we did her interview about the beliefs creating your reality and being able to have new beliefs. Like, don't follow the doctrine.
Like I said, when somebody goes, oh yeah, that's what we do at Christmas. We just eat until we're unhealthy. But you know what? It doesn't have to be that way. That's what I'm trying to show. It's your choice. You're the one that puts the fork to the mouth or has it in the kitchen or makes it for, or doesn't make it or takes out or what. We make these choices repeatedly, 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 repeatedly. And then then we have issues, toxicity, chronic health issues that go back to the gut. All chronic disease begins in the gut. And then we complain and like, oh, fix me and give me a pill. And I'm sorry, as I say, oh, I'm sorry to inform you, you won't be having it your own way. You can't have it your own way. I'm just saying,
Oh my gosh. Um, I mean, I think you've given us such a powerful demonstration, right? That everything that we need is our internal system, right? Looking inside our gut, like that gut instinct, and then looking at a biological point of view where like chronic disease happens there. So why not fix that environment that you have internally?
Yeah, what do you want? I say, what do you want? Do you want a Band-Aid that reduces your symptoms, because we're all focused on symptoms and our body's constantly talking to us with symptoms, but we're not listening necessarily until, oh, the 2x4 hits us. First the feather and then the little, oh, and then you're not listening? Okay. Bong. Hello, we're not happy down here. You better do something about it. And before the engine and the machinery, the vehicle breaks down and doesn't work anymore. We're just trying to, anyway, but we don't, we're not listening necessarily. So focus. Where you focus is where you are. Where do you want to go? What do you want? Not what you don't want, because you get more of what you focus on. It's simple. It's not easy. It's simple. You get more of what you focus on.
And in speaking about the 2x4, I remember talking to Deborah J. Hollick, one of our other authors, and boy, did she get hit with a 2x4.
You know what? Ask anybody who might be tuning in and say, isn't this true? Haven't you observed this in your life? Unfortunately, as I say, because people say, well, if I could just get that out of the way, I'd be fine. And then I go, guess what? What's in the way is the way. We created these realities. We have to shift and move through them. I'm sorry, if you have a wider window, you have a bigger picture on things. It's not just about you, and you're not the only person in the world. If you have that attitude, a small window, microscopic window, or glasses or windshield or whatever that you're looking through, then it's all about you and you're a victim and all of that. But the reality is, what do you want? And if you can look out and expand you a bigger picture, a bigger window, then you can see we're all connected. We are all connected. Everything's connected, and we're connected within ourselves and to each other. But we just have to, put the focus there on what we want and working toward what we want, not trying to resist what we don't want, because does that work? What you resist persists. Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I got to capture that one, Nancy. So what you resist persists.
Yeah, isn't it true? And isn't our culture based on fear and resistance now? It's like, even if you're empowering yourself, that's out of resistance because you're unhappy with the way things are, right? So I think, well, okay, I have an answer. I have a secret ingredient, which I usually reveal at the end. Whoops.
The secret ingredient is always love. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's spoken from a veteran chef who does healthy, delicious food, as well as all that kind of stuff. It's true. It comes down to that. But
That's
we
so
always have a choice. We have a choice. We have free will. There's free will in the universe. You got a choice. What's yours?
I love that because, in preparing the food, you're thinking about the person, yourself. Maybe you're feeding yourself. Maybe you're feeding a family. I mean, the action that you take, the intention that you put into preparing the food, that's also love. Preparing things lovingly. Maybe you grow an organic garden and you're being diligent in your garden and taking care of that garden with love, right? I think it's all transmutable energy.
And you know what? Truthfully, one of the things, okay, so yeah, I've got some keys for, how to get down this road to healthier you, a whole healthier you. But also, we've got that body, mind, heart, and soul part of our vehicle we've got to get together. And one thing we forget is that we are connected to each other, connected to, ourselves, to each other, being more connected to each other in cooperation and community, which is what my vision is about, which is my goal and vision is the food circle. It's about all of the circle, the mirrors in physical and, everything circles and cycles and, time, weather, seasons, pork belly futures. Yeah, right. It goes in cycles. And so, this is I think one of the themes in the chapter is like, okay, lots of opportunities to learn, to embrace, to bring love into things. And, eventually, Cinderella got out of scrubbing floors and, and she got to be herself in a very elegant and wonderful way. Her dream can come true. I think that's one of the themes that we're talking about. And for me, as I say, well, I've been called corny, nutty, fruity, and flaky. And it's all been about food and mostly out of the box because starting from the sandbox when I was 5 cooking. But the point being that everything goes in cycles and circles. And the more we can be in tune with that, including how we're eating, what we're doing, lifestyle choices and so forth, the more in tune. You can't get away from Mother Nature. We did a funny cartoon in this coloring book of a commercial back in the 70s. And it was like for chiffon margarine or something. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's Dina Dietrich. And we couldn't get a clip of it, but we made a caricature of her. And she said, "Oh, my delicious creamery butter." And the announcer goes, "Sorry, Mother Nature, it's not butter, it's chiffon." And she goes, boom. And then the thunder and lightning starts. And she goes, "It's not nice to fool Mother Nature." Well, even back then, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're admitting that they're admitting that their product is like, so, and it's true. You cannot fool Mother Nature only for so long. You can't get away from it either, because if we don't have a healthy environment, which is that's our home on the planet here, hey, we're not going to be around very much longer. Probably the microorganisms and the bugs, including the roaches, will probably be around longer than we will.
So many little food nuggets of wisdom. My heart beats for you, Nancy.
Oh yeah, okay.
BEETS. I love food puns.
I know exactly. Are you a? Oh yeah. Oh, there are so many of them. Like, are you a human doing or a human being? And my celery doesn't meet your. Oh wait a minute. Oh, I had a pun. As arugula, I don't kiss on the first date. And then there's another one. It's like, oh, Oh no, I'm not 25 anymore. It's gone into the ethers. Oh well. No, are you a human being or a human doing? And I see your celery, or my celery, doesn't meet your expectations, apparently.
That
Lots of
is so
food
funny.
puns.
There are lots of food puns. So, as we wrap up, let us.
Let us. Okay, Olivia. All right. They're going to want us to get this over with pretty soon, I think.
So let us now, just in closing, talk a little bit about the program you've got going on tonight, because it just worked out that we're meeting today for your interview.
Yeah.
And I think I saw something on your Facebook about the 7 keys to get through the holidays healthier masterclass. Can you share with us a little bit about what that is about?
Yeah, sure. I really have been trying to get the idea that, you can be healthier. And I'm saying even during the holidays now. So I'm doing this master class today at 4 o'clock Eastern time. And it's at wholehealthyukeys.com. And I'm talking about how we can create a roadmap for ourselves, a plan to get through the holidays healthier, and not go through that, and not make our destination that January 1st diet and resolution trap. Okay. Because again, everybody thinks we're doomed to be gaining weight, being cranky, having, like having a lot of stress and anxiety and all that. But there are other ways. And so I have some great tips, recipes, hacks, stuff that can help us to get through the holidays healthier, so you don't have to go through that whole, I got a diet, and like, right? So anyway, be happy to, and there'll be a replay too. But I think that, even though, okay, yeah, it's not even Halloween, but this is a gate that we're going through now. Halloween's a gate into the holiday season. This is when you can make the biggest changes.
Nancy, as you were saying whole healthy you, I just got it. Why?
Oh, okay.
Why?
All healthy you. And after, Olivia, this is how it is. If you're plugged into yourself, right? Stuff comes through, and you're a vehicle, you're an instrument. After I said, oh, whole healthy you, 21 keys for eating healthier, feeling better, and remembering who you are. And I realized, whole healthy you. Oh, that's why. That's an acronym for why. Yes.
Well, why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to eat well? And why do you want to remember who you are? So I love
Yes.
it. I
And
just got it.
my goal is I hope everyone is empowered to have the guts to be healthy. So
Yeah.
don't forget. Oops, sorry, can't read it here.
The secret ingredient is always love.
Yeah. Blessings.
Oh, Nancy, thank you so much. I mean, you have such an energetic presence. Like, you got me excited because now I got to go through my refrigerator.
Oh, okay. No, you don't have to, but make it your choice. Instead of like, I have to do this, I want to do this because I want to be healthier. I want to feel better after the holidays. And
Yes.
you know what? If people have some issue, or they want to connect with me, you can always email me. Ask Nancy at wholehealthyukeys.com. Ask Nancy at wholehealthyukeys.com.
Wonderful. So thank you, Nancy, for being part of our community of the Cinderella Monologues. We're just so blessed to have you, because we want to keep Cinderella healthy and nourished. And so
That's right,
all your
exactly.
dreams. Every single one of us, right? At every age group.
Yeah.
So it's such an enlightening conversation having with you today about just, having the guts to write, right? Having the guts to write, having
Yes.
the guts to take your health into your own hands. Because like you said earlier in the beginning, like, you are the own expert of your own body.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm surprised that I am revealing as much as I have been in this chapter, and there's more I'll have to write about subsequently, because as we found out, it's not healthy to be a health activist now.
Well, I just admire you so much for just standing up. I mean, that's what Kimchi talked about the other day. Like, you're standing up for what you believe in, you're speaking out, you're showing up, you're helping us to do the same. So this is the collection of stories that you can expect from the Cinderella monologue. So this is the reason why you want to go grab your copy, just so that way you can maybe kickstart, right, some of your own dreams and passions. So please remember to order your copy today on Amazon, October 22nd. That's our official paperback release. Please look for Nancy's chapter with spoon in one hand, mouse in the other, and learn more about her wild adventures in this.
Well, we'll look forward to the party on Saturday.
You're right. You're right. Exactly. So please make sure you stay up to date with all of us and join our Facebook group. And you too can be part of the party. So
Awesome.
we'd love to have you there.
Thank you, Olivia. You're
Thank
a
you,
sweet
Nancy.
lady. Thank you so much, sister.
Absolutely. So we're going to close this out and stay tuned tomorrow for another fabulous author spotlight. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.